Stewie Griffin looks like quite the harmless cartoon baby with his tiny shoes, a calm smile, and that charming British accent that makes you drop your guard. 1 second he's just standing there. Then he's doing something slightly off. And before you can even process it, you're watching a baby casually rewrite history. That's when it hits you. This isn't really just a cute cartoon baby. Today we're asking the only question that actually makes sense. If Stewie Griffin was real, how long would his prison sentence be? Before anyone starts screaming, but he's just a baby. Relax. We're just using real US federal law and international crime standards and not cartoon daycare rules. Because the baby immunity that would have shielded him, absolutely not working here. If you attempt a crime, it still counts. If you fail, it still counts. And yes, time travel crimes count too. Because messing with history isn't a cute oopsie, it's a felony with flair. So bottom line, if you can build a time machine, you can serve your time. From this point on, we'll be keeping a running sentence counter because, spoiler alert, Stewie Griffin has never seen daylight again. Every crime stacks and every attempt counts with no reset button. Attempted murder. Let's start cute. And by that I mean attempted matricide. Because most babies cry when they want attention. But our unique Stewie Griffin, he calmly whispers,
"Victory shall be mine,"
and reaches for a blicky. We're talking multiple assassination attempts on Lois, and they're fully planned, repeated, and emotionally committed. Just like that. As he unloads an insane number of bullets at his own mother. But here's the part that really seals his fate. The second things don't go his way, suddenly he screams, "Mommy! Mommy!" Oh, now you want your mommy. And let me get this straight. You shoot your mom like you're in a low-budget mob movie, shoot her enough so she falls over the cruise into the water, then go on to trip and fall and immediately regress into a helpless baby? This isn't confused toddler behavior. This is premeditated murder followed by selective amnesia. And under US federal law, attempted murder is still attempted murder, even if you cry afterward. That's 20 to 25 years per attempt. And as we all know, Stewie doesn't just try once. He tries like it's a recurring side quest. So let's be conservative and go with 3 solid attempts, which brings us to a total of 60 to 75 years already. And yes, calling for mommy does not subtract a single day. Time travel. After trying to blast mommy in the next week and then immediately bawling for a cuddle because nothing says, "Sorry I tried to kill you," like tears, Stewie continues to move on to bigger, nerdier crimes. He doesn't just break rules, he tries to break and alter reality. This baby builds a time machine like it's IKEA furniture and immediately decides, cool, let me ruin everything. He jumps timelines, erases versions of himself, and even rewrites futures just because he's bored, annoyed, or feeling a little petty that day. Entire realities? Yeah, deleted. Alternate Stewies? All of them murdered. And don't get it twisted, this can't be defined as curiosity. This is reckless God complex behavior. So under our very official, very fake, but earned legal category of temporal terrorism, aka crimes against humanity, causality, and everyone who ever existed, let's lowball it. If we take multiple counts of historical interference plus timeline tampering, we finally come to another 100 to 150 years, bringing our total up to about 225. And remember, time crimes still do count, even if the timeline resets. So all we can do is give a thumbs up and say, "Nice try, Dr. Diaper Doom." And once you've erased versions of yourself and rewritten history like it's a grocery list, what's next? Naturally, threatening the entire planet. Because why stop at one reality when you can terrify all of them? World domination and terrorism. Okay, the thing is, if trying to murder his own mother and breaking time itself wasn't enough, Stewie eventually decides, you know what? Small goals are for losers, and immediately upgrades to world domination. Because of course he does. Some babies learn shapes, while Stewie learns how to build mind control devices, weather machines, and weapons that could accidentally end civilization before snack time. We're not talking about imagination here. We're talking real devices, real takeovers, and very much real plans involving armies, satellites, and mass chaos, all engineered by a baby who still needs help crossing the street. And the wild part, he's weirdly calm about it. Like, "Yes, Brian, today I will control the population. Tomorrow I'll nap." That's not ambition. That's a global threat wrapped in a onesie. And legally, plotting mass destruction alone carries life sentence levels of consequences. Conservatively, and I mean very conservatively, we're adding another 40 to 50 years to the total. Which brings Stewie's running sentence to just under 300 years so far. And somehow, we're still not done. Alright, pause for a second. You've seen Stewie rack up decades of prison time, but are you keeping up? Hit that subscribe button before he kills again. Actual murders. Alright, let's take a second. Stewie doesn't just try to kill people anymore. He actually pulls it off. And does it with the same calm British accent he uses to ask for his bottle. "Oh, pardon me, madam. I just killed your future self." Like it's no big deal. Future versions of himself, gone. Enemies who annoyed him, missing. Brian nearly had a heart attack just watching. And Stewie, he's sipping tea like it's a casual Sunday afternoon. And let's get this straight. This baby casually racks up a body count that would make natural-born killers blush. He's literally a pint-sized killer with zero remorse. Zero. And don't even get me started on the timing, because very often than not, he kills before breakfast. So let's be reasonable here. Say he actually successfully eliminates 5 major targets. Using federal law analogies, yes, we're still pretending this is real. Each of those is life in prison. No parole and no crying for mommy. That brings the running total to, conservatively, around 450 years so far. And we're still not done, because this is Stewie Griffin we're talking about. Illegal experimentation. Okay, I understand Stewie might come across as cute in his little romper and tiny shoes, but don't let that fool you, because behind that face, he's running experiments that would make a mad scientist blush. And yes, most of the test subjects are very much his own friends and family. Be it brainwashing, reality simulations, or psychological torture, Brian of all people has been subjected to these horrors. And Stewie, he's sitting there like it's a new board game. "Oh, you think your brain is safe, Brian? Think again, old dog." And let's be real, making a fully grown dog question its existence while sipping tea in a diaper, that's not cute. That's crimes against humanity. Stewie style, of course. And yes, if this were real life, the Geneva Convention would personally fly in and slap handcuffs on those tiny wrists. Coming back to the good old counting very much conservatively, let's say these psychological experiments would rack up another 50 years minimum. Running total now, we have well over 500 years. And that's without counting the stuff we haven't even mentioned yet. Animal abuse. Ah, Brian, sweet, patient Brian. The dog who has somehow survived more abuse than a Looney Tunes character on Speed. And who do we have to thank? Most definitely our tiny tyrant in a diaper, Stewie Griffin. We're talking about shootings, physical beatings, and emotional torment that would get a human perp slapped in prison faster than you can blink. Yet somehow, Brian keeps limping along, probably plotting revenge, or just shaking his head like, "Why me, God?" And let's be honest, the only reason he survives is because Stewie eventually gets bored. One minute he's aiming a gun, the next he's off to conquer a timeline or torture a stuffed animal. Poor Brian's life, a series of tragic sitcom interludes. So conservatively, let's slap another 20 years on the running total for repeated assaults and emotional abuse. Because I mean, hitting your dog with a gun is still a serious federal offense, even if he's voiced by Seth MacFarlane. Running total now? Somewhere around 520 years and counting. Brian is still somehow alive, staring at us like, "Are you taking notes for real?" The answer is yes. Yes, we are, Brian. International war crimes. Now, remember that charming little British baby with the cute shoes and the calm smile? Yeah, forget cute, because now Stewie Griffin is basically touring the world like a tiny dictator on caffeine. We're talking overthrowing governments, assassinating world leaders, and installing himself as the supreme leader of random countries. One minute he's plotting matricide at home, the next he's orchestrating foreign coups from his playpen. You know, just casual international chaos before nap time. And let's not forget the irony, because he's negotiating peace treaties with nukes in one hand and a teddy bear in the other. Oh, and did I mention the sheer number of innocent bystanders, generals, and slightly confused citizens? They're collateral damage in Stewie's personal highlight reel. Under the Hague Convention, life imprisonment per count, easily. And considering every coup, assassination attempt, and global shenanigan, we're talking literally multiple life sentences stacked like a Jenga tower of doom. So add at least 200 more years to our running total of 520, which brings us to around 720 total. Stewie Griffin, the baby who could topple nations before his morning bottle, is never, ever, ever seeing the light of day again. So there you have it. Stewie Griffin, the baby who's somehow more dangerous than your local supervillain, a tiny terror in overalls, and probably plotting your demise as you watch this. He's cute, posh, and British, but also responsible for more attempted murders, world domination schemes, and timeline chaos than anyone should legally get away with. And that's the beauty of it. We love him because he's evil. The tiny dictator, the homicidal genius, the infant mastermind, whatever you call him, the contrast is the joke, and it's glorious. So what do you think about Stewie's crimes, and which character should I ruin next? Let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. We've just tallied up Stewie's crimes, and wow, if a baby can rack up decades of prison time, imagine what some episodes of Family Guy could do to your nightmares. So hurry up and click over to our countdown of the darkest, creepiest Family Guy episodes next. It's the only place where cartoon chaos goes full horror comedy, and yes, it's just as messed up as Stewie himself.